The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions. Toss a coin to your rider. Oh, kicks of plenty. Oh, wait, they're expensive.
I still think you have a good singing voice. I don't know what... I used to think in college... I think in college you used to say you didn't.
I remember you saying that too. How dare you?
In the
We
comments.
approve of it, damn it! Welcome to the new year, everybody.
Let me know in the
If
comments what
you
you
haven't
think.
noticed, we've all seen The Witcher on Netflix.
Yeah.
Toss a coin
Oh, we made a
to your
mistake.
Witcher. What?
What episode is this?
Who cares?
You want to start over?
I feel like it's 89.
No, we have to leave that bit in, so... I'll find out. Just continue on.
But yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy decade.
Happy new decade, thank God.
I'm just gonna have.
Unfortunately, we don't have a new actual Kamen Rider decade yet.
I mean,
Isn't that a good thing?
Sakasa will just come out again, so.
Oh, he'll just show up.
As he does.
If you say decade into a mirror 3 times, he will appear behind you, rubbing a stack of money, saying you cold.
88.
I knew it was close.
Okay.
It's like it's either 87 or 88. But yes, Drive Month.
All you need is drive.
Yes.
Or do you? We're here to be the judge.
He's on fire today.
It is. But yes.
I like to think I'm good most of the time.
No, I'm just saying there are times where you are on fire.
Oh, well, thank you.
On
Do you have an extinguisher?
No.
See, that's a time when I'm not on fire, kids.
But yeah, Drive.
We'll eventually get to the
You
review.
finally get to have a whole month full of this one. And
What was the last month we did? Was it
Gaim.
Gaim.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because we did Kyoryuger right before that.
Which also had its own month.
And our next month will be not Ghost.
Ninja?
I hope
No, there's not enough for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you mean the next month? Okay. Sorry, I thought you just meant the next review.
No, the next review will actually probably be in the Kara anime.
That's right.
After the month is over. But our next month will actually probably be X8. So
Ghost isn't gonna get his own month? Are we just gonna skip all his movies?
he doesn't have enough really to...
Oh, yeah, that's right. He only had the 2.
We've got the Dr. Pac-Man movie.
That's,
Or is that X8?
Oh, wait. We'll have a second week.
That was X8.
Yeah, that was X8. We'll have a second week of Ghost.
Okay.
Of course, but...
This
Which
is
we-
all shit
which
that should
we-
be discussed off camera, but here we are. Hi, everybody.
These things happen. Let's start at the beginning.
That's
where
why
we
you
usually-
watch us. It's
where we-
because we're real.
Yes. You watch us for us, not for
Scripts.
quality.
Sure. Although there will be some changes in this video if you haven't already noticed it. You'll see.
Drive.
Start with what we usually do, the opening.
Surprise Drive, sung by Eternals actor.
Yes. This is the one somebody turned.
That's funny.
What do we think?
I like it.
It's not bad.
I quite like this one.
It's definitely above average
Yeah.
for Kamen Rider. Now, depends on what we consider top tier, because I know you think X8 is top tier, right?
It's my favorite opening.
I don't think it's my top tier, but anyway. So we have Kamen Rider Drive. We are introduced to a lazy cop.
When I was originally planning out exactly how we were going to do this video, I was not 100% sure how I wanted to do it. Because
What, no
this
notes?
Not this time. This show is more or less split into 2 halves.
2 arcs.
This show is reverse Hibiki.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a very
Good description.
good description of how this show works.
Thank you.
Because the first half of this show is not great.
It's very episodic, very...
Toy heavy.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with a show being episodic as
No.
long as you do it well. My
No.
favorite show is Justice League, the animated series. Pretty much every episode is them just, here's a new bad guy, we fight it, move on to the next guy.
Fair enough.
This frickin' show, however,
Okay, let's actually...
goodness.
We're going to talk about this more or less in 2 halves. We're going to talk about it up until episode 25 or so.
I was going to say, around...
The introduction arc, as I call it, because we have to introduce you to all of the characters, all of the toys, all of the Fucking shift cars.
All the just all of it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna really condense the first half of the show. Then we're gonna go into a much more detailed explanation
For the second half,
half.
when the plot starts.
Yeah.
When it actually becomes.
Though I
a
still
show.
think there are good moments in the first half.
I mean, yeah.
There's one particular moment of kind of the fourth wall break that still had me laughing.
What's that?
It is when Drive is giving like his end of the episode "I've solved the crime" speech, and all the pictures are flying around his head, and Mock just walks in and starts swatting them out of the air.
Not a fan.
I thought it was funny.
I did not like it. But we're going to talk about this.
I'll give you this. That's a funny visual gag.
Yeah. But if it was it'd be better if different people.
It'd be better if it wasn't there in the first place.
No, it just would have been better if the show was better.
Yeah, for the first half.
I still thought it was funny visual gag.
It is a funny.
So
gag.
we're going to do this in our good, bad, terrible, bad episode 25. For
Okay.
The first part.
Then we will get into our
Yes.
Actual review. So
if
for the first
if you
half,
want to call it that.
you want to? How about we start with the?
Aesthetics?
Well, I was gonna.
The good.
Well, I wanted to end with the good, so we could go.
Let's go for the terrible, bad then.
Yeah, let's.
Everything. This show has a terrible script. It's got annoying characters. It is such a slog to get through. I think that we talked about this in our. We may have mentioned this in our Time and Time Again when we talked about Police Sentai, and I feel the same way about W. Police procedurals are perfect for this kind of a show. They're perfect for this kind of a thing. I mean, you look at a show like Lucifer, where every episode is him going and solving a new mystery. Every episode is the Kamen Rider going out and solving a new crime or fighting a new bad guy. It's perfect. This is the perfect format for episodic shows like Toku.
But
like I just said, it's got terrible characters. It's got a bad script. It's not funny. It's boring. You mentioned this, toy heavy.
yeah,
This is probably the most toy-etic Sentai or Toku that I can ever remember seeing in a long time.
At least for
Probably
the first
since-
half.
yeah.
It doesn't stop.
To the point where it's so obnoxious because of how much it messes with the visual design.
Yes!
That bugged me so much.
Oh, that's accurate.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the suits. You got Speed, you got Wild, you got Technic. All, I think, are perfectly fine suits.
We're going to talk about them more when we get to the good.
I know, but I think they're perfectly fine suits.
However, when the other shift cards get
when those tires keep changing and he gets new attachments for his chest or for his hands or whatever, it just ruins it. It's like you have a perfectly lovingly crafted wedding cake and then you just fired a bunch of jelly beans at it out of a cannon.
Not just any type of jelly bean, black licorice.
No, it's the rainbow colors because that's just how much it throws it off.
Oh, I'm just talking.
But they're all black licorice flavored.
Oh!
There you go.
God, it's like hell.
The 10th circle of hell.
That is my biggest. You know what just makes that actually worse? The fact that they end up trying to give the shift cars personality. Who gives a shit what Dream Vegas was doing? I don't care. I do not care about these things because you know what? After they first ended up giving them a personality, never brought up again.
Nope.
The shift cars end up becoming just things.
They're sentient, but they never talk. They don't really communicate.
They horn.
Okay.
They honk.
They honk. Okay, you know how in what's a good example of this? Oh, O's, the cans.
Yeah.
You know how those are? They make noises. They have other motions aside from vroom vroom. They can do things. The what's another example? The things that Wizard has.
Oh, the CD things.
Yeah, the little CD things. Even those.
Oh,
These are not CD things. The like the unicorn and
yeah.
The CD ones were
Hibiki. That's another good example of this. In this one, it's just micro machines. They're just micro machines. They just kind of drive around, and none of them. This is one of my biggest problems.
Ooh, we're gonna have this problem again once we get to Turbo Ranger.
None of them feel earned.
No.
Nothing in this show for the first half of it feels earned. They just
exist.
They just sort of exist, and they show up whenever they need it. And getting back to nothing feels earned, and the toyeticness of this all. This trope that I hate of contriving reasons for monsters to get away or contriving reasons to why he can't beat them. He's got 3 forms. You've got speed, you've got strength, and you've got a good combination of the 2.
You got
he should be able
technic.
to technic, which is like which is like balanced.
I always thought it was more of mind over matter because he.
You know what ends up bothering me a lot with those forms as well?
What's that?
Okay, so there are machines that he's basically using to transform into these other forms.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be in the correct mind state to use these.
What does that mean?
Exactly. That's such a bullshit reason why he could not use something and extend the episode out. It makes no sense that it has to connect to your mental state for something to work like that. It's stupid.
But yeah, there are the
because it doesn't come from him.
It doesn't come from him. It comes from a micro machine that just happens to show up, and with Hot Wheels leading the way, here we are. And these are monsters that I feel like he should be able to dispatch of no problem with all the abilities he has at his disposal. But no, here's a new toy we have to sell. You can only beat the monster using this.
Oh, so
in a way that I feel like you could have done at any time.
The medic card that heals you at the cost of great pain, but then halfway through the show they forgot about the pain part and just said, fuck it.
Yeah. And speaking of medic.
Damn it.
Her.
The villains in this show.
I hate the villains in this show.
Leave a lot to be desired.
Them more.
This is encompassing pretty much the entire show. I did not like the villains in this show.
Heart was my favorite, yeah, but it's just like the rest of them. Especially Brain.
To kind of quote Lewis Black, it's like you're comparing 2 bowls of shit. The only difference is the smell. That's why Hart is your favorite. He smelled less bad than the rest.
But my problem with Medic is she became a MacGuffin for the story to extend another episode with the same monster. And I hate when they... I hate...
Brain was my least favorite.
Brain was terrible, yeah, but it's just like with Medic, with her, I hate 2-part Monster of the Week stories. It doesn't do anything.
Nope.
This is like the first half of the show is like Wizard again, and I cannot stand it, especially because I detested the rest of the Special Investigations Unit.
Oh yeah, no, the rest of them were awful. Like the chief had moments of, all right, that wasn't awful. Or, all right, that was kind of funny.
But then they were just there to be loud.
They were there to be loud and obnoxious, and none of it made me laugh.
I despised the other cop who never sees the monster.
Ginpachi.
And doesn't think
a little bit.
Lieutenant Oda, is that the guy?
Yeah.
Who thinks that they don't exist, but he always just misses them. And I'm like, this gimmick.
Until they got rid of that because I feel like they realized
they finally just showed him Kamen Rider and was like, oh, there they are. Oh, there they are.
It's just, I thought that was a dumb gimmick.
That was dumb. We have the medic. We've got no nonsense. His partner, who's the no nonsense lady.
Kiriko.
See, I didn't mind her as a character for one reason. Mm-hmm. She is more useful than most other female, I'm going to say, companions to Kamen Riders since we've had before.
He's completely right.
She ain't saying much.
I'm not saying it wasn't a big leap to do, but the fact that she is able to hold off monsters on her own without...
Or at least she has the courage to try and do so.
Not only just the courage, she has the determination to try. She wanted to be Drive so goddamn bad.
I feel like if anybody deserved to be a Kamen Rider, just ever...
Her.
Yeah.
Didn't happen, though. We had to give it to Mach instead. Who is Beast 2.0.
For the first part of the show.
The only difference is there's no mayonnaise.
Which is honestly...
For me, that's the only difference.
But for me, that's still an improvement.
Because you don't like mayonnaise.
It was in America.
I think Mach got better. So
I know right. You don't like it. They don't.
I think Mach got better in the second half.
Everything got better in the second half.
Fair enough. So I think that covers Terabad and just plain bad. Let's talk about the good. Just please. Because I actually like this show.
I feel like, nope. There's still one other bad thing because we didn't really talk about Brain. And I feel like we sort of have to.
Oh yeah, what the fuck did he take? Because I want some. Because before he was like, I am Brain.
The calm, cool, and collected.
And then he's jumping on all fours in the sand going, what, bitch?
It probably took away his downers.
For some reason, like as soon
Or gave
as,
him some great uppers.
Like, I understand there's a lot of jealousy, and that's how he got his super evolution, but it's just like, once Medic got introduced...
he became such a bitch.
He became a terrible character when Medic got introduced.
He wasn't that great to begin with.
He wasn't that great,
but it was a complete 180 of his personality.
Yeah.
I don't know, that kind of implies he had one in the first place, but...
Yeah, asshole.
Yeah.
That's not a personality.
Isn't it?
In Toku, unfortunately, it is.
Unless we're talking about you, no.
He's not wrong.
That was good. Applause, sir. But yeah, no.
Good.
Brain was a fucking train wreck. And he got his own special. Or was that fake?
I'm sorry, I have to bring up another bad thing. I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
The villain designs
are awful.
No, they're not awful. The actual designs themselves, I think, are okay. With the Monsters of the Week, there never seems to be any correlation between what they do and what they want visually.
Yeah.
Did anyone else notice this? Or is this just me?
No. I probably wasn't paying enough attention to notice it, but I would definitely see what
There's this one early episode in particular that really stuck out to me, where you had a monster who wanted to, like, eat everything, and he had a giant parfait of snacks that he carried everywhere with him, and his monster form was hammers.
Yeah. It didn't fit.
What?
I know which one is that you're talking about.
A plus B does not equal hammer. That's not how that works.
It just didn't work. And, ugh. Anyway.
It makes you feel like the designs were done before the script was made or afterwards.
Possibly.
So, like, yeah, the design, so that they had
But the actual designs, like, Brain's monster form I actually really liked, where he has, like, the half head with the giant...
And you can see
the bulbous extension on the back to show, like, he has a really big brain.
And Heart's horns make the shape of a heart.
That I liked.
Medic was a thing. Moving on.
I kind of liked her monster form, but at the same time I didn't, because it didn't really have anything to do with being a medic, and it just looked kind of fetishistic.
It was red and white. That's it. Like an ambulance. That's all I got.
Ambulances most of these days are that bright yellow.
In Japan too?
I don't know if they are, actually.
Anyway.
I don't know. I'm just talking about what I'm used to seeing.
My joke still works, damn it.
It does work, but...
Let's talk about the good.
Chase.
Yes. Yes.
Both halves he was good. Well, I mean, in the second half he was better, but he was a good villain.
I didn't really like him in the first half, but
he was a threat.
In terms of his character, yes, I liked it.
And then we learned that he was Proto Drive.
Yes.
Yeah, and then of course we get the Machine Chaser. What ended up happening to him because of Medic.
Mm-hmm. I still love the moment where...
I love the relationship between Shinosuke and Mr. Belt.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind a sentient belt. I thought...
This is probably the best example of a sentient belt I've seen.
Yeah. How many other sentient belts have we had?
Kivala, Kivat.
Really all of Kiva's.
All of Kiva.
I think that might be it.
That might be it.
So yeah, there wasn't a lot of room to fail in comparison. But Mr. Bell was great. He was the mentor. He was the exposition, and
he tied into the plot of the show.
Yeah, I also just liked his voice.
Also,
it makes sense that the belt talks when he morphs because Mr. Belt's just having fun. That's how I like to think about it. He's just excited.
Yeah. He's happy to be there.
Drive, type, speed. I don't mind the henshin sequence, though that arm thing is really hard to do. So probably the actor.
It makes an R.
It does he makes an R in the air.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah. Chris Pepper's
I tend to ignore.
Oh yeah, no, he is. His voice.
His voice is. He's Japanese Tony Stark, or rather Robert Downey Jr.
In terms of his looks,
he looks like Robert Downey Jr.
When he comes, especially when he comes up in
Japanese, half American
that movie,
too, so.
The movie where he's like evil. I'm just like, oh god, we have to fight Iron Man. But he's great.
I mean, Captain America did it.
Drive's character improves Drive's character improves a lot throughout the show.
Yep.
Mach improves a lot throughout the show. I keep forgetting her name. Kiriko, I thought was a decent character from start to finish.
I thought she was fine. I thought from where she started, where I just didn't give
her
two flying figs, to where she ended up, I thought it was fine.
Her herself, yeah. Everything else that sort of surrounded her, was the issue.
Yeah, she was brought down by everybody else.
Let's talk about these suits.
I love the suit. I honestly love the drive suits. I understand what you guys are saying by how all of the different tires make it really fucking hard to look at. It. And I understand that. And I think this is the last rider we have where we have that many different form changes and form combinations.
Build had a lot.
Yeah.
Build did. That's fair.
With the sheer amount of interchangeability
combinations.
That is fair. But that was kind of the gimmick, is that it was half and half. Mm-hmm. So I think it works better with build. This one, it's not ruined. It doesn't.
It's not nearly as aesthetically pleasing, especially on some of these, because the tire is so damn big.
I also really wasn't the biggest fan of the Technic form.
I like the Technic form quite a bit, actually.
Aesthetically speaking, it's not my favorite color, so it's kind of hard on my eyes. And the tire placement, it kills me.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it when it's just Technic. When it's just the Technic form, I think it looks fine. Whenever you switch it out for anything else, it looks awful.
The fucking freeze.
The Technic.
When it's just his stomach.
The Technic form gave me one of my favorite moments in this entire series.
What's that?
His crossover with the Ninjas. Was that an episode of the Ninja technically though, or was that?
It wasn't an episode of either, really.
Because he is surrounded by the ninjas. He switches to Technic, takes out his door gun, and just goes. And he's like. Anyway,
crime's over.
Crime is over.
But yeah, I was just like, thank you. Someone need to knock them on their ass. So that was fun. It was fun to watch.
Mach, I think, has a good suit.
His base one, yeah.
Base one, I think
What about Dead Heat though?
You know, I didn't mind Dead Heat.
I didn't mind Dead Heat. My issue is that he didn't get anything after Dead Heat.
He got the burst, and that was it.
Yeah.
He did, and he got the chase thing at the very end, which barely qualifies as a form chase.
That's the second half thing, but I like Drive Dead Heat, even though he really didn't use it a lot.
A lot more.
Drive Dead Heat looks okay.
Because
I think Mach Dead Heat looks okay.
I think my problem with Mach is
the spoilers on his chin for Mach Dead Heat.
It just makes it look weird.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Wait. We forgot to talk about one form because it happens around this time, and we should put it in the bad category. Because we talked about it before and how bad it is. Fucking formula.
Well, that's...
This. Just all of this.
Yeah, formula's pretty bad.
It's so...
I will say this. Like, formula was introduced when the show started to get good for me.
So you have pleasant memories, but...
I have pleasant memories of how it was used. The form itself is not good. It's pretty bad.
Here's something else
too top heavy
category.
I do like the fucking cannon it gets though.
It is the car carrier.
Yeah, toys.
Problem. And I should have put this in the entire bag category because it bothered me something fierce.
What's that?
When a new form is introduced, there should always be like a certain amount of gravitas behind it.
Yeah.
The way that formula was introduced and how they ended up treating it the very next episode.
I was actually okay with that.
I did not like it.
Let me. Why were you okay with it? Because I understand why you're not.
I don't mind non-linear storytelling, and I thought this was done okay.
Okay.
I am okay with him getting the form at the end and then cutting to the aftermath of the next episode and then us. I liked it. It left me in suspense because keep in mind this is my first time watching the show. You guys have seen it already, but I appreciated the anticipation that it built for me, and I didn't think it was that bad.
I think my problem is the way that everyone else was acting after the form was introduced.
Yeah,
like I'm fine
I can understand,
with non-linear storytelling too, but they came in so hard, so comedic, and I hated that. That's like my biggest problem, especially with this. Between Drive and Ghost, it's actually sort of the same issue.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on Google Images and I accidentally scrolled by Kamen Rider Heart.
I have such a problem with those two and how it was handled. I'm fine with non-linear storytelling. I think it actually works better in some cases. But this time around, hell no. Because of everyone else. I'm fine with him, like, especially when it ends up coming to some Formula 1 races. I don't know if you've seen. but it's like they won getting whiplash, and that's what happened to him.
Oh, can I just say I love Chase's bike?
Oh yeah, that does happen here. Chase's bike is good.
Anyway,
it's very edgy though. It's like
it's emo edgelord. I have a skull in the front.
If there's one thing that I didn't like about Chase, or that I honestly found kind of comedic, it's how much of an edgelord he was.
He was such an edgelord.
In terms of not just his character, but his overall design.
Oh no, absolutely.
This is like
I think that was
this is Timmy's first OC level of Kamen Rider here.
Nothing personnel, kid.
I still enjoy the moment. I think it's Chase and Drive, or Chase and Mock.
That happens later. I know which part you're talking about.
And they're just sipping on the drinks?
Yep, it happens in the second half.
Okay. All right. Well,
because
I'll hold off.
But it's all like purple, the color of death.
And black. And
eyes.
And all of his form changes are like bat and scorpion.
Where are my chicken tenders, Mom?
There is...
I'm watching Kamen Rider!
There is... I swear that the camera...
My favorite's Amazons!
Oh, that's next.
Is it?
Yeah. That's before it goes. They're doing it so they can match up again.
Anyway.
I swear that the cameraman... Every single time that Chase is like just, his human form instead of machine chaser, the cameraman always starts when he's walking away at his ass. I'm not kidding.
Oh, I know you're not kidding. It's like Quentin Tarantino and feet.
It's just his legs and his ass. And you get a lot of back shots.
Ass.
But all you get is just you get a lot of back shots of Chase.
Oh yeah, I know.
You get a lot of them. And one, I appreciate it.
I can just picture the director. Okay, is he in frame in the DP? Oh honey. Oh honey.
Yes.
Yes. We are tight on this, honey.
Someone's gonna get offended.
So tight, honey. Oh my goodness, those pants, honey. Honey.
Anyway,
but Chase's defection to the side of good after the whole super slow down, which is a thing. The global freeze is the thing that started this whole thing.
Yes,
and
I think it's the dumbest gimmick though, that they slow down every time they're fighting.
Yeah,
because I didn't mind that as a gimmick. What kind of bothered me was it slows people down. Why do they automatically become clumsy?
I think it's because
their brains are still moving at regular speed, but their bodies are moving.
Which
slowly.
I think is why they're clumsy, because they're the
ear fluid.
Ear fluid.
Yeah, there you go.
And also, your brain is firing signals, and it's not happening. So your body's just kind of like, the fuck's going on? But it's pretty much like being given vertigo.
Also, let's see.
Count vertigo.
Shinosuke ends up injuring his friend in the original global freeze that happened before.
Oh yeah.
Started.
How many times is that brought up?
A couple of times, actually.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
But the aftermath of such.
Also,
he's in a wheelchair or some shit.
He's got crutches. He can walk.
Okay.
He also has a cane later in R.I.P. The actor passed away sometime recently.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What's the character's name again?
I can't remember. All I know was Shinosuke's friend, his previous partner.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, cardiac arrest.
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah,
November of last year.
He was 30.
So he was 34.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, I also just scrolled across this picture of.
Because Jason's in 01 for the Drive episodes. But yeah, now we can actually talk about the plot.
Yukihiro Takiguchi was the actor's name.
Rest in peace.
Condolences to your family.
We can talk about the plot around episode 25, 26. Although I will say that it does start a little bit earlier because you get these little signs, especially with Medic, where she starts killing off roid mutes.
Yeah.
After a little bit.
Also, am I the only one who got tired of the number gimmick? Like the number floats into the air. And
there's a specific number of the bad guys, and when the number disappears, they're gone for good.
But it pertains to the plot.
It does. I'm just talking about like the actual effect.
Especially because in this case, it's not so. This is something I also really like about X8, but it's not so much left up in the air how many monsters you have to defeat. Mm-hmm. It's specifically 108, including a couple of other ones, but movie things. But after Chase ends up defecting and moving on to the side of good, we do end up getting Kamen Rider Chase in episode 26.
God, I love his suit.
Purple and silver does work exceptionally well together.
We're talking about his Kamen Rider suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Also, I love his axe.
It kind of reminded me of W meets Forze.
I think that was kind of the gimmick they were going... I remember when it first was revealed, me and Marcus were making W references. Because it is very Kamen Rider Joker, Kamen Rider W-esque. But I still love the axe. The street walking axe symbol.
I'm not a fan of it.
Why?
I did not like...
Just because of how it looks, or...
I think he means the gimmick of... Hold on. Matadoyo. Like, not yet, motherfucker. Matagoyo. Okay. No, I still love the bit where he, literally stick... Oh, sorry. I still love the bit where he literally sticks it in the ground and just... Okay. I thought it was fucking funny.
I just thought it was sort of pointless.
That is kind of dumb.
It's like, we ended up having little things like that, and I'm just like, oh, why? And it's all because Rina decided to...
Because comedy.
I think it's nice to have a Kamen Rider whose main weapon is a two-handed axe.
That is nice.
So it's very... Because we had the steering sword and the door gun, which I enjoy those weapons tremendously, and those gimmicks are great. Like, he steers...
The gimmicks are fine. The actual weapons themselves, not a huge fan of the
steering
design.
one is...
The sword is okay.
Better.
Yeah.
The door...
I actually thought the door one was better.
I did not like the door one.
I didn't like the door one either. I like the idea that
I don't think either one
reloads it.
I don't think that's what I liked about the door gun. The actual design of both of them, I was just like, meh.
Now, I feel like
I think what helps when it comes to the steering saber, I thought of it more as a rapier kind of weapon. So rapiers always have that over-eccentric design.
It doesn't look like a rapier though.
But I'm just saying in my head. Like, that was the design they were going for, is that over-eccentric, cover for the fist. So that was kind of why I was like, all right, and putting a steering wheel on the front of it makes sense.
If that's what they were going for, you know what they should have done? That should have been the car's antenna.
I don't think it had one.
Give it one. Because that could have been used as a rapier if that's what they were going for.
A lot of the cars, especially modern ones, don't have them anymore.
Also,
it's a magic car voiced by a sentient dead guy! I think we can get away with it!
I think they try to keep it modern. Which is why...
Also, I like the car.
I like the car, too.
The design. I like the car. I like how it transforms.
I like how it's a reference to Black RXs.
In the name.
Yeah, Rider On.
Rider On.
Which they did in the GP movie.
I like the car. I like how he is a Kamen Rider... Like, in terms of giving us the first Kamen Rider that gets a car as opposed to a bike for his main source of transportation... I think they did pretty well in terms of executing that design.
Question. People are stupid, right?
I mean, yeah. What's your point?
He had the car from the very beginning of the show. People have seen him with this car.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the hell did it take everybody so long to figure out that he was the car that always shows up with Drive?
It's called scotoma. The mind sees what it chooses to see.
Stupid people.
The same reason why no one figured out Clark Kent was Superman, even though his...
I have a counter argument for that.
Don't give me the magic glasses bullshit argument.
It's not magic glasses.
Yeah, it's
more than the glasses.
Sorry.
We'll talk about that one on screen.
Anyway.
But it's just like, that was stupid.
But
I never thought of that, to be honest.
I see.
It did not.
That never crossed my mind.
This car is distinct as hell.
Yeah, it's pretty distinct.
It's got racing seatbelts, for Christ's sakes. It's not...
It's got racing seatbelts. It's bright red, black, and white.
Missing pieces.
There are tires on the back of it.
It's the same color scheme as this mysterious hero.
Now we are officially in the second half of the show.
It'd be like, honestly, that's more like Bruce Wayne.
That's why she couldn't transform at the beginning of the drive, because he had the car.
You want to be a hero, boys? Get a car.
Get a
driver's license. All the ladies will look up to you.
All right. So now we are officially in the second half of the show.
You know what? I thought of a better analogy. It'd be like Bruce Wayne driving the Batmobile to work and nobody figuring out that he's Batman.
Okay, the sad thing is, I think he could get away with that.
He's eccentric enough.
He's eccentric enough, and he can just go, I made one. I have all the money.
Now,
you got me there.
He can absolutely do that.
You got me there.
Now, get away with it.
Honestly,
I'm surprised he hasn't yet.
For the second half of this.
On a dare from
Superman. Because I don't know what fun is.
On a dare from Superman.
we start end up getting the evolution.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
We start getting the evolutions for the actual main part of the Roy Mutes.
Oh, you mean the gold paint job? The laziest thing I've ever seen. That's literally all it is.
It's really, really all it is. And the first one we end up getting is Freeze.
We love it.
But we also end up getting the character that I hated the most in this show. But I feel like
didn't we already talk about Medic?
She got better later on, but there's one who just stayed the way that he was the entire time.
Brain?
Niwa.
Oh yeah.
Who dat? New phone? Who dis?
Genpachiro's. That was I don't really care. The other guy. The guy with the glasses was always fanning himself.
Oh, the one who was into like paranormal stuff?
No.
Oh.
This was Genpachiro's captain.
Oh.
Lieutenant Iwa.
Okay. So they're CO.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, him.
The guy that
he was your least favorite
That's the
character.
guy they first killed off with Trident form, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody else.
No, this is the guy who killed Shinosuke's father because that part happened in the middle of the show. I feel like it was like the weirdest thing, and I feel like they could have built it up a little bit better.
Daddy!
But Niwa was there.
There's a lot of things in the show I feel like could have been built up a little bit better.
Yeah.
Valid.
I hated him, and I feel like I had to give props to the actor for making me hate him.
That's fair.
Because, I mean, every single time he came on the screen, he ate it.
True.
He ate the scenery. Just like, I'm chewing this, you're going to have to look.
I'm the center of attention.
But we do end up getting his CO, which is the Freeze Romeo.
Yes, that's okay. I might be thinking of somebody else. I'm getting my characters
This
crossed.
guy? Or am I
That's Freeze.
Well, that's Freeze.
Isn't that
Niwa was the thief Romeo.
Okay, okay.
Oh.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking of somebody else.
He was the worst. He was the actual worst.
Hey.
I hated him. I mean, props to his actor for making me hate you,
Yeah.
but I hated him.
Anyway.
But Freeze ends up killing Drive.
He kills him.
Yeah, he straight up kills him.
Obliterates him with his finisher blast.
Yeah, he just takes him out of formula, takes out everybody else.
And to be honest, I think this might be the best example of killing off a character and bringing him back. I thought this was handled very well.
That's fair.
I thought this...
I got
compared to like previous ones, especially Forze, you compared to how they handled Kenta.
You know what made me think of this scene in the last couple of years? Resurrecting Superman in Justice League.
Really?
Because it involves resurrection because he has to go a certain speed, and so I just thought of the Flash.
Oh, right, because the Flash had to run through and touch it
at the exact
at the right moment the mother box hits it.
And just so it's like that and Back to the Future. I thought of all those at once.
It's a lot faster than Back to the Future.
The entire time that this is happening in the background, we do start to have talk of the promised number that will just bring about like the Messiah or whatever.
Has no one seen Hitchhikers? It's 42. Good night, everybody.
Anyway, the promised number is the thing that's supposed to start.
I never thought of that while watching this.
The actual global freeze, in which they basically just stop everything.
They just
freeze time.
But with freeze being one of the apparent chosen number, at least initially, he ends up killing Drive, and then the next episode, Drive is brought back with Type Trideral.
Yep.
Let's talk about Type Trideral.
It's great.
I love the way this thing looks.
It looks great.
And I like the idea of combining all of the shit.
The fact that he and Mr. Belt can take over independently. I really
very
like.
W-esque.
True.
I wish I did a little bit more with it. Solely because of the fact that this is the same problem I had with Forze. You didn't use all the combinations that you had available to you.
Probably. But then
I think that's more of a fault of them giving him too many.
Because it's just like you had so many chances to use all these other forms,
and you took none of them.
Yeah, like you had 1, 2, 3, and I think he used like Police Saver, but he never used the one with the monster one.
Yeah.
Like at all. I'm just like switch it up a little bit just to give us a little bit of flavor that really goes with this form.
Once again, I thought
there was
again the tires messed with the visual design for me. Trideron looks great. Stop adding things onto it.
But of course, there's also the instance of Tenjuro Bano, who was in a tablet first and then a belt later. But in the tablet...
This, I thought, was handled really poorly.
And then it's Go and Kiriko's dad.
It's their dad.
But he's a complete asshole.
But he's evil, and he's the one who created Droid Moods, and he bad. Also, he's your final villain, Nagabai.
Well,
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
That's how it felt to me.
He was Go's final villain.
Yeah,
but it's sort of like how Bosco was to Marvelous.
Yeah.
It was much more of an emotional ending, and then you had the actual.
Because Heart was the final villain.
He
was the last villain defeated.
At the end, he stopped being a villain as much, at least.
He was the last antagonist defeated.
There's also the whole thing with Go switching sides, but it's just to get the tablet. Because
I thought that was handled okay.
That was fine.
I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
One thing, I didn't get a chance to say this. There's one thing I didn't like about Triberon is the fact that the shift car for it is so goddamn long. And it doesn't fold like the other ones do. So when he does the gear change, it's
out here pole jumping with this thing.
He has to put it up against the wall. And
we never brought this up. That was a choice. That was an aesthetic choice for a belt and wrist thing that he has to put the car into after folding it in half, essentially, and then doing this. That was a choice.
I was not okay with it.
Choices.
That was... I get the aesthetic they were looking for, literally changing gears.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it was good.
I didn't hate it. It's not the worst. It's not the worst belt gimmick we've ever seen.
Yeah.
That comes next.
I hate Mox Henshin sequence so much.
Oh, yeah.
I just have to bring it up because I hate it so much. It's once again, it's 1,000 years long, and he has to do all these stupid poses. To the point where a monster called him out on it.
Yeah, it's like
when Drive showed up and he didn't have an elaborate pose, and they were like, "Hey, you're contractually obligated to do this."
And then he did the car pose.
Did he?
Yeah. When Maha came in,
and
did his pose.
I didn't notice that. You're right.
Yeah, he did the exact car pose. It was the thumbs up and everything.
He did
and the pose at the end of it. And the monster was like, "Yes!"
That
I can die now. Oh God! See, this show has some fantastic moments.
Yeah, with Bono's introduction,
there it is.
Like, I don't hate it. I liked him more when he was Gold Drive at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Because it actually shows that they had to make some innovation with a lot of the things in the show, especially after he started being able to steal their stuff.
Jeez.
And they immediately were just like, how about we don't do that? And Rena fixed that so he couldn't do it anymore.
Which is kind of realistic.
Yeah.
They're not going to go, what are we going to do? He keeps happening. She's going to go, no, fuck you.
They did
Let me just patch this.
Yeah.
That's literally what she did. She patched it so they couldn't do it anymore.
Patch.
But I like the fact that they did that because it sort of subverted a trope, especially when we watch some like older Sentai, which we're going to end up doing after we end up catching up.
The my powers are gone trope?
No.
They stole my power trope.
Remember in Bioman when they Saigon, the guy who could change his faces, and it's like they never thought to shoot the face, which is a thing that was like consistent for pretty much everything. They just couldn't figure out how to get around some abilities. I'm just like, in this one, at least they figured out we're not gonna let this happen. You got one episode and that was it.
There you go.
So
really wish they had done that for fucking 01. You stole my bird. Okay.
To be fair, at that case,
he kind of stopped caring about it.
Does he have to anymore?
No, but that's not the point. But while the character was no, he's dead.
Oh well, okay.
While the character was around,
is dead?
he kept using the bird form, and he just stopped going, I'm gonna get that back. I want my progress key back. He gave no shit. He wanted.
I want my bird.
He did not want his bird. Where he wants his bird.
Throne's better.
My bird. I want my bird.
No, Throne's better.
Got it back now.
God, I actually love that movie.
The Gold Drive form that we end up getting later.
Not great.
It's Drive but gold.
And red, and I hate the tire on it because it looks gross.
Yeah.
I won't say what it looks like, but look at it, you'll get it.
We got a better evil-looking Drive in the movie.
Mm. Oh, yeah, we do. We'll talk about that when we actually review the movie.
By the way, the movie was not great.
Surprise, yeah.
What do you think it looks like? It doesn't look that good.
I mean, it's supposed to be like machine parts.
Yeah.
I did like his insanity, Bono's insanity, and I really like Hart's backstory with him because Bono's the reason that everything started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Literally. And the reason why Hart went on that vendetta that he did because it was some investor that Bono couldn't get the money from, so he had Hart transform into the investor and then constantly just tortured Hart throughout the entire beginning of the show. So I'm like, it's understandable why he reacted that way. I get it.
Fund my evil research. No. What? How dare you?
Transform into him. I must torture him.
It's pretty much what happened.
And by him, I mean you. And then Krim tries to stop him, and that just ends up, having a lot of people killed.
Krim Steinbelt. Or Steinbelt. It's a stupid name.
But
it's not the dumbest name we've ever had.
It's
still dumb.
I'm not going to end up saving that part.
It doesn't have to be the dumbest name we've ever heard in order to be dumb.
I did like how there was always a contingency plan for a lot of the things that Bono did. He called the special investigations unit. They ended up showing up, and after the promised numbers started, Hart has this whole thing for Brain to not get captured, and then Brain decides to get captured after implanting something in Medic. And Bono was originally going to end up taking over Medic's body. That didn't work. He ends up using it on another Romuto's body.
Yeah.
The promised number thing ends up happening. The plan was for Medic to be killed, but Brain used whatever program he had in her and put the thing onto himself. Which, the only reason that he did it is because of the fact that he was in love with Hart. And Hart liked Medic more. And so Brain was like, if only to make you happy, I'm going to sacrifice myself so you can still have her.
Uh-huh.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
Really? It's 2020.
I don't mind Twilight.
But yeah, I think this was the part where I'm just like, all right, I get where Brain's coming from, but at the same time, you're a stupid bitch. I'd much rather have Medic die. Only because of the fact that I'm sitting here she tortured you for how long?
Stockholm Syndrome?
Stupidity Syndrome is what it is.
They both start with an S.
But yeah, then Bono ends up taking over.
Uh-huh.
There was another Roymute who took over. What?
Kamen Rider Ghost shows up.
That happens at the very end. We're not there yet. He ends up taking over Steinbelt's image or something. Mm-hmm. That doesn't last long. He ends up dying. Who cares?
It just keeps going and going and going.
But then we end up getting to the last.
Have to keep going.
There is only the blackness.
We end up getting to the last arc of this show.
Finally.
Which is pretty damn great. I'll give them that. I like the last couple episodes, apart from some of the other stupidity like Kamen Rider June being a thing. The fight between Chase and Maha and Gold Drive, which ends up with Chase and Maha finally getting each other, and Chase self-destructing on Gold Drive and doing nothing, but I guess it just gave Maha the ability to transform into Maha Chaser, which is a Kit Bosh of a form if there ever was a Kit Bosh. Barbara, it does not look great.
It's
just Chase's bottom half and Maha's chest, arms, and face.
Oh no, I thought it was Chase's arms.
Stupid.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Still not great.
Yeah.
But it allows him to beat Bono.
It looks a little bit like Lego, but they kept the top half of the torso.
And we still didn't get into the best part of this entire show, where the only time where the Materoyo thing actually comes into play from a story perspective, and it gives us a great line. Didn't you hear it? It said go. And then he uses the axe and chops his dad in half and blows him up. As you do when your dad's an evil scientist and trying to reshape the world.
If that's true for you, we're sorry.
Yeah. And then there's the whole thing with Drive, Hart, and Medic going up. And fighting. Basically, they had to do a straight up tower defense. Or, no, storm the tower, go up and get to the thing to fight
Have fun storming the castle!
Fight the thing called Sigma, which is Bono's plan the entire time. It is a floating...
castle.
No.
A castle in the sky?
It's a lot smaller.
I literally just saw something about that like 10 minutes ago.
But yeah, they end up fighting that. They win. Heart ends up saving Shinosuke after he falls out. Medic dies.
Yep.
Heart's the only Romuto left.
Mm-hmm.
And then we end up getting the scene in Shinosuke's head where he's about to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then a certain Kamen Rider comes up and floats behind him and comes down. We get to see Ghost for the first time.
Yeah, we do.
I'm going to wait to talk about his suit, but I do have things to say about him here.
Misleading?
What?
It's misleading.
We'll talk about that. But then we end up getting the whole thing of...
No, that's usually the case for these early introduction to Kamen Riders.
That's before they figured out what they wanted to do.
Except for, like, Gaim. Because
Gaim pretty much stayed the same.
Gaim didn't really have a personality when he was introduced. He's like, hi. Oh, Kamen Rider sounds cool. Guy. Yeah, pretty much. Not like Wizard, who had an actual personality.
Well, he had a different personality.
No,
then they gave him...
In the movie.
Moving on.
But yeah, then we end up getting the whole showdown between Shinosuke and Heart.
Yep.
And Heart dying.
Yay.
Quotes.
Oh, we didn't talk about the favorite moment of mine that you said, well, hold on. When Chase and I think Shinosuke are just sitting
I'm saving that because it has to do with more of the character.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. But that's pretty much the end. Oh, there is a whole other episode. And this is where I want to talk about Ghost here. In the last episode.
Mm-hmm. Because
Ghost, before and after his show, and I've said this before, is a much better character than Ghost in show proper.
Yeah.
This is where the whole I love Ghost thing comes about. Because I love Ghost in the last episode of this show, where he is much more of a troll.
Yeah. He's enjoying his ghost powers.
He's floating. He's around, just being hilarious. Shinosuke is on the phone, and Ghost comes in and goes... Just like, Ghost is a great character here.
Where was that?
Here.
What happened?
But then after that, he gets better again.
What happened?
But yeah,
right.
I enjoyed the last couple episodes just because of the fact that we get, some actual closure. Go has the emotional storyline. Shinosuke just has a general one.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Drive. Let's talk about the characters.
Let's do it.
Shinosuke.
I hated him at the start.
But he grew. That's like the whole thing of this show. Growth.
This show, the characters like the show start out in the gutter and then reach the dizzying heights of basically okay.
Dizzying heights, though.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Compared to the last couple of stuff that I've had to review for this channel.
Yeah.
Dizzyingly okay. I'm okay with this.
Well. Alright. I was about to say the last Ultraman, but then I remembered it was RB, so here we are.
But, yeah. This show definitely wasn't as good as I remember it being.
Yeah, me had the same problem. Because I was watching this, and you texted me. And it was just I really hope this gets better. And I was in episode 16 or so then. And I was sitting here God help.
I texted you when I was watching Mock's introduction arc. And his first time he henshins and he's on the stage. And it was just giving me a migraine. And I just wanted to shut it off.
Marcus and I think we paused. After he goes, Maha! And we went, we are not going through another goddamn beast. We are not.
Especially because I hated the way that he came in slapping the fourth wall. I hated that. I really did. But Shinosuke himself, I liked him quite a bit. Even if the whole romance with Kiriko thing sort of came out of nowhere at the end.
I don't think it came out of nowhere.
I don't think it came out of nowhere either.
I feel like the only time they ever really brought it up was when Chase started mentioning it.
Yeah, which is still hilarious.
I don't think so.
That's the scene I'm talking about. It's just Chase, and I think it was Shinosuke on the other.
There was one with Chase and Shinosuke, and there was another one with Chase and Maha.
Well, one is Chase is sipping a juice box and just goes. So I'm in love with Kiriko, and the other guy. What?
I know that scene.
They did the spit take a couple times.
I know, and it's pretty good. It's pretty great.
The other one is there's the other one with Chase.
Better spit take that or me during Grenade North.
You, always you.
And then there's
because that was scripted. That wasn't. That is the first genuine spit take I've ever witnessed.
It was
the one with Maha in the middle of Kiriko Shinosuke, and they both just spit on him. and Maha just like.
I guess this is my life.
But Shinosuke proves himself to be a very competent writer by the end of this show.
Yeah,
and I feel like they greatly expand on this when it ends up coming to the X-Aid Ghost movie, where we see him again after, the Ghost Drive one. But I feel like they really get to, he is a policeman in this show. And they get to the core of that, and I liked him a lot more post-show again. But I still liked him by the end of the show because he was just a policeman.
Okay. Who's next?
Maha.
Once again, hated him at the start. He got a lot better.
Yeah.
He got a lot better.
Significant.
His acting got better.
Yeah.
The scripts got better.
Yeah.
His story got better.
Was there a writer change halfway through this show or something?
I think it was Riku Sandra who wrote most of this, but there's also Keiichi Hasegawa who
Did she stop taking stupid pills?
Well, damn.
That was mean. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Riku Sandra who wrote.
Anyway, no, he was. Yeah, by the end of the show, he was very decent.
Yeah, it was. He definitely ended up getting a lot better once the show really started to go.
I still remember. I think because when did this show air? 2014.
2014 to 2015.
So it finished after we graduated.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still remember you texting me.
It started airing after we graduated.
When did it would have been?
October.
2014?
October 2014.
Oh, that's right. I
Graduated in the summer.
So it was. So I still remember you texting me when we were first watching it, and like we were getting near the end, and you're just like, "When did this show get decent?" You were literally asking me that. Like, this show sucked for the first 20 or so episodes,
which we talked about because
we talked about extensively.
It was a toy commercial.
It was a gigantic,
and it was nothing more than a toy commercial. And Maha sort of did that.
That's insulting. Japanese toy commercials are so much more extravagant than that, and you know it.
Are they?
Have you not seen some of their goddamn commercials?
I've seen them.
Yes,
I've seen them.
They make too much sense for them to be commercials. Anyway, but yeah, it was.
Maha just like at the beginning. Also, God, you're loud. Stop. Please stop. And then he got better, and then his conversation between his dad and Chase and getting over himself and not being as much of an asshole. He definitely ended up getting better as the show kept going along.
Mm-hmm.
Chase. The best character on the show, really.
By comparison.
I loved him.
I don't know that I'd call him the best, but he was fine.
I love Chase. Especially after he joined the team, actually, and had to learn how human interactions worked.
That I liked.
I thought that him getting his driver's license was amazing. It was like a Piccolo and Goku got theirs. Which I can't wait to play in the DBZ Kakarot game. But yeah, I enjoy
DBZ Bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy
when I go drive cars, bitching.
I enjoyed watching Chase actually really grow as a character and then, willingly give up his life to try and stop Bono, which really just motivated Go to becoming a stronger person by the end of the show, which led into his own Maha special. Kiriko I have a problem with, but I have spoken on this before in another video.
Once again, I thought she started bad, and I liked the relationship with her and Shinosuke.
I like the relationship.
I thought it was developed okay.
I like the relationship between her and Shinosuke. I thought it wasn't the worst relationship I've ever seen, but it also wasn't the best. It was average tier. I enjoy the fact that she, on multiple occasions, did not say, "All right, Ryder, do your thing." She went, "No, I'm gonna fucking kick ass." When she had the tools to do so to a certain degree.
Yeah.
She had the shoes and the special bullets and everything, so she wasn't just some damsel in distress. She was less of one than most. But
honestly, the girl who came after her did it better.
Which is saying a lot because it's fucking Ghost.
I know.
Though the one in Ghost was more mental, where Kiriko was physical.
Yeah, occasionally. But it's like, after a little bit, my problem with Kiriko...
Also, the girl from Ghost had a vacuum cleaner.
My problem with Ghost is the fact that she became a little bit more of a...
Mary Sue.
I'm sorry, not the one in Ghost. My problem with Kiriko is the fact that she became a little bit more of a...
Damsel in distress.
Damsel. After a little bit.
It
happened. And
once Mott got introduced, and once there were 3 Kamen Riders with
kidnapped her a couple of times. I'm like, bro.
I don't have any problem with saving the girl, but
I don't know.
Don't run it into the ground.
Which they really didn't in this show.
It felt like a little bit of it took away from the character a little bit, and I just didn't really appreciate it. I don't want to talk about the Special Investigation Unit. They were mostly all bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
They had their moments, but
some of them really didn't.
Great.
Some of them really didn't.
Yeah.
Like
the computer nerd dude with all the plushies.
Oh, right, the old time.
Can we talk about how this ends, how this show ends, and it gives you text speeches like it's a made-for-TV sports movie? It's like, this person went on to become a famous author. This person went on to become an inspector. This person died of a heroin overdose behind Wendy's. And it just keeps going on and on.
Because no one overdoses at McDonald's. They get into knife fights at McDonald's.
I mean,
I also just don't like Wendy's.
I do. I can't say anything. Behind the ditties.
Anyway. Not the point.
The Roy Mutes themselves, they were as villains.
Yeah,
some were better.
They were bad.
The
problem is this is the first show we're really reviewing after Tokuger, which was kind of
the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't.
The villains.
Tokuger's upon rewatching it, yeah, they're good. They're not great. These ones, I didn't care about them. I didn't care about their plan or what they did or what they had to say.
I think the problem with the Roy Mutes a little bit is because their plans...
They just felt like they were there because they had to have something for them to fight.
Their plans felt nebulous. There was nothing really solid about it.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of hampered them a little bit.
Probably.
We'll have the same problem next season.
Oh, fuck yeah, we will.
So I'm just like, be prepared. Actually, it won't be the next season that we're doing, but...
But for Ghost...
Just
fuck.
Be prepared.
But on the whole, this show, I'm not even gonna say watch every other episode up until episode 23 or 4.
Watch the first 5 episodes and then skip to 25.
I'm gonna say skip the show.
Really?
Yeah.
You can skip the whole show.
It's not worth it.
I wouldn't say skip it.
Once again, those first 20 or so episodes, they're so bad. It's so much to get through. Life is too short. Do something else.
Watch X8.
This show is not worth your time.
Just watch X8.
I can't wait for...
And again, to anyone who likes this show, awesome.
Sure. There are a lot of people that do.
I am very glad you do. And celebrate by watching it. I'm glad you enjoy the show. I'm not one of them.
I just don't like it as much, especially on rewatch, especially after watching things that really only watching one thing that came behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no, that's fair.
Yeah, it's just it's
opposite
Magic Ranger for me.
I still give this show a solid
C.
Yeah, average. I was gonna say solid average.
If only because the back half say that C-.
That's fair.
The back half pretty much is the only thing that worth
reaches the dizzying heights of basically okay, but I wouldn't recommend it.
We are Southern Drive month though, so we do have a couple other things that we got to do.
Movies,
yes,
crossovers
next weekend.
I'm so excited about this.
Next
you can just hear the excitement in my voice. I don't want to die. I just am so happy to review Toku movies because they're all just such pinnacles of quality and excellence in storytelling. And
some are better than the others.
Yeah, I'm going to drown myself in this water.
However, this next movie is once again pre-Drive Ghost, so we have a problem here. This is Kamen Drive, movie worth full throttle. And we're also doing surprise feature. Which I'm much more excited to rewatch because I like that movie on first watch.
I didn't.
Anyway. Yeah, so that'll be week 2 of Drive. Let us know what you think about Drive in the comments below. And we will see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to join us on all the things.